So in the first fight of the night, you had Cameron Decker. He put on a really good performance for his pro debut. He did what he was supposed to do. That guy that he fought did not belong in the ring with him. And, Cameron showed his pedigree. His combination punching was there, his punch selection was there, speed was there, defense was there. Definitely look forward to his next fight against somebody with a little bit more experience, but it was definitely a great pro debut. He had the crowd on their feet. He had a lot of support, and my biggest call out here is he's under Ray Woods. He's trained under Ray Woods, and we all know Ray produces a lot of the top talent coming out of Sacramento. So definitely some big things coming from Cameron. So I definitely give him a really, really good performance review for his pro debut. He did what he was supposed to do. In the second fight, you had Austin Linian. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I hope that I don't butcher it. This one's really tough to gauge, right? Austin has not been boxing very long, doesn't have a lot of time in the game, but what I've heard from following him is that he fights anywhere from the local scene all the way across the other side of the world, so that he can gain that experience as a fighter. But like I said, this one's tough to gauge because the person that he fought definitely did not belong in the ring, didn't even belong putting a pair of boxing gloves on, right? So it's really hard to gauge. But what I can grade him on is star power. He had a ton of support in the building. He conducted himself as an entertainer as well as an athlete, right? He got the guy out of there. So let's get that, he handled business. But it was the entertainment piece. Like I said, he's bringing entertainment. It's definitely exciting to watch. I really want to see him against somebody that has a little bit more experience. So overall, it was a good professional debut. But I would consider his next fight to be a bit better, right? Because I'm sure he'll have a better opponent in front of him. In the third fight of the night, this is the one that I was kind of looking forward to, was Braulio Ceja Navarro put on a dominant performance. I've been following him from before his professional debut, and he puts in the work, man. I mean, this dude lives the life of a fighter, traveling a different country to train, travels all over the nation for the best sparring that is out there, and it showed in the fight. He fought a very experienced fighter who came to fight, but his poise, staying behind the jab, keeping his defense tight, counter-punching, definitely showed. And the one impressive thing that I will say is a lot of the younger fighters have that jump in, jump out type of mentality. I love the idea that he stayed in the pocket, he saw the openings, and he capitalized on them and got his opponent out of there. So definitely, for me, it was an A-plus performance from him. I definitely want to see him back in the ring against somebody a little bit of a higher caliber. I actually think that he's ready for somebody I would even go ahead and say it. I would even put it. I would even say that he would beat the guy that just fought Malachi Johnson. Don't remember his name, but a very experienced vet. And I think that Braulio can handle a fight like that. And it would definitely pay dividends in the long run, because he would gain so much experience from that. But definitely an A-plus performance. Can't wait to the next one. Let's see, we got the fourth fight. My boy Zachary Sam, we all know, me and Zachary are really tight. And it was really tough to get him an opponent. But he took on an opponent who had not only been stopped previously by one of the best fighters pound for pound, Emmanuel Navarrete. Zachary went out there, came out a bit fast, which had me a little worried, but his conditioning was superb. I mean, you can see him growing as a fighter. I remember it was like maybe 3 fights ago where used to be worried he would, would he be tired out in 4 rounds, but he would get those guys out of there, right? But his growth as a fighter over this last, 6-7 months has just been very impressive. He's been busy, very active for the first time in his career, and I love it. But he fought an experienced fighter. Going into that second, third round, he kept his poise, kept him at a distance, dropping his opponent in very highlight reel fashion, and he just dominated, right? Hurt his opponent several times, and then got him out of there. I think the referee did stop it a little early. I was really hoping for a highlight knockout, but we all knew it was going to go there. So again, a dominant performance by my boy Zachary Sam. That 7-0 with 4 KOs is really enticing. Definitely look forward to some really big news from Team Sam here in the near future. And he's just growing as a fighter, man. What can I say? He's just been very, very impressive. And I think he is leading the charge in the 209 as the top prospect right now in boxing. So, and then we have Malachi Johnson in his farewell fight. At first, I was a little worried because I know that this guy that he fought was tough, right? And I knew Malachi had to move up in weight, and he had a pretty lengthy layoff. And man, fighter of the night, unanimously. The one thing that stood out to me, besides the footwork, the defense, the speed, the punch selection, the heart, right? Aside from all of that, the city came out for him. And what better story-ending fight than last Saturday for Machine Gun? The kid just showed his star power. The city showed out for him. And he gave one of the best post-fight interviews in Sacramento history. And if the world could hear it, they would also agree. It was an emotional night. I'm glad that he walked away with the victory, and he walked away with the undefeated record. He was able to capture a couple of regional titles, and now he's going to go on and try to build his legacy as a trainer. So definitely very excited for his future. But as far as the fight, what can I say? He definitely stole the show like he promised. All right, so it brings me to the main event, Lorenzo Pell. I am going to give my true assessment here. So the guy that he fought Malachi a couple of fights ago, and the guy's just rough around the edges, not really wanting to fight or win a fight. He's just trying to make it ugly. And it showed, right? Where I think Lorenzo is at is, I think Lorenzo's a great prospect. I've always been a true fan of Lorenzo, way back, leading from his amateur days. I just believe that Lorenzo needs a better dancing partner. I think that if G1 Promotions for his next fight is looking to step his caliber of fighters up, you're going to see Lorenzo's potential rise. That is what I'm looking forward to when it comes to Lorenzo's next fight. If he has a better dancing partner, his potential is going to grow, right? You're going to see what Marty sees, right? So But overall, it was a you know um, a good performance, right? Against a guy that just didn't want to fight, wasn't really trying to engage. So it was a good performance. So for the next one, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the caliber of fighter um, get better, because I think that Lorenzo deserves for everybody to see his full potential. And the better the dancing partner, I think the better Lorenzo will be. Um, but that's what I think of the fights. Um, like I said, I'm just a boxing photographer. I'm a boxing fan, and I was just giving my assessments. Peace.